Good evening, everybody. We got a special crew tonight to talk about the awesome Kickstarter comic we got going on right now. That is Cthulhu Invades Wonderland. We got 4 of the creators here. So I'm going to bring them all in and do some introductions. Travis, of course, and Matt, welcome back to the channel. Had you guys on for various things over the last year. And Daniel, welcome to the channel.
Hey.
Go ahead and do some introductions of who you are, what other things. I know you're all involved in lots of different comic projects. And then we'll talk about the awesome anthology that you all are involved in over on Kickstarter.
Well, I think we should start with Daniel first because Daniel has something live. So while me and Matt talk, they can be searching Daniel's stuff and just listening.
Right, I think Yep. I'm Dale Calvin. I'm the writer creator of American Dreams and also of Nightwolf, which is currently on Kickstarter. It's a 90s influence action adventure anti-hero tale about a man with like zero confidence, gets kidnapped, experimented on, turned into a giant purple rage monster, and has a conflict kind of because he's this big hulking guy. And while he's brash and bold, he still has that really unconfident core to his personality, which leads to an interesting clash of internal clash.
And
this is why I should practice this stuff, people. And we are literally just under a week from finishing up the campaign right now.
Yeah, and actually, I already was backing it. I know I actually have seen the artist's work before. Esquivo, right?
Yeah.
Am I saying his name right?
Yeah, Gabe Santos, aka Esquivo Art.
Yeah. So I love his art. So it looks really cool on there. Let me.
But he just got signed to something fancy.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he's working with. What's his name?
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes. Yeah.
Like Blade. And like he didn't even tell me he was working on this. Like he told me, "Oh, I'm working on something big before we can really start issue 2," but I can't tell you what it is yet. I'm like, okay. And like I figured it. I knew it had to be something big because NDAs and everything. I figured, but I didn't think it was going to be big.
Yeah, I mean, look at his art. Is just the lines in it. I don't know if I put this into the screen yet. No, I didn't.
It's a screen share button.
There we go. I hit share the screen and it didn't auto share. There we go. Yeah, you got such a good artist on here to tell this story.
And he's my co-creator. He helped create the characters and the story, so he still gets the co-creator credit. Plus, how I wrote it was basically I did a Marvel style, and I just quote unquote because basically I did a page by page breakdown. He went on and drew the pages, and I went back and did all the dialogue panel by panel. So it's very much a co-creation between the two of us.
Yeah, that's a style we don't really get to see too much anymore. And Brennan will be on the channel on Monday, talk about his Kickstarter.
Nice, yeah. I'm setting something up with him as well, so that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and for Cthulhu Invades Wonderland, I write the Dodo story.
Yeah. Anything else that you want to add about Nightwrath? Wrath, sorry. I knew I was going to do that too.
They did it on comicbook.com too, so I'm like, ooh, so close. And they didn't even link the campaign.
I mean, Wrath, honestly, Wrath sounds cooler because he's bringing some wrath.
Yeah. It's a really fun action tale. Like, some people say, oh, 90s. Like, the art, it's not to get that old action adventure feel. I promise you, it's very much a modern, sensibility to the tale. And we just have a lot of, action-packed fun while we have pathos. Lots of pathos.
Was there any inspiration that, besides some of those 90s ideas that drew you to create this character? Was there
It was a back and forth between me and Gabe because I said I wanted to work with him and I didn't have something right away. So I said, let's co-create. So we went back and forth and he showed different designs for different ideas he had. And we kind of mashed a few of those ideas together, and he went back and he drew that concept art you showed at the beginning. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's it. And I started writing. Originally, it was called Savage Night. And we were like inking like page 3 or 4 with our inker David Rivera. I'm like, we're both like, we might have to change the name. Savage Knight doesn't quite roll off the tongue, or it just sounds a little awkward. So Night Wrath got renamed to Night Wrath.
That does roll off the tongue better.
Yeah.
I agree. Well, I'm excited. I see you have reached the goal, but come on, we can always go more. We can always go more on that.
Oh yeah.
But congrats on getting it to the funding level. That's
Thanks.
awesome. So everyone that's watching now or watching later, listening later, go check out Night Wrath on Kickstarter. Right now the link's in the live chat, but later I'll edit and I'll add that in with the links down below in the description.
Cool.
It is pretty sick, and I'm so proud of Daniel for how high his numbers are and what he's bringing in for a superhero book. Makes me want to unlock that superhero book idea that I've got in my head. Like, I keep seeing it. I'm just like, isn't there enough indie superheroes? Like, nobody's doing crime and all the stuff that I'm doing. Not a lot of people are doing voodoo. That apparently is a thing. I wasn't aware. There is literally, since I've done Voodoo Nations, a voodoo thing like every 2 months on Kickstarter. Like right now, there's Voodoo Cowboy. I don't know if you got it, except for his cowboy.
Yeah, Brennan, definitely check it out. Looks like it's gonna be a really awesome one.
Matt, you want to go? Or do you want me to go?
Let me go next since you're the main man for Cthulhu.
Oh, you're the main man, Matt.
So my name is Matt Kuhn. I am a comics creator. To this point, most of my work has been done in writing. I will have a art story coming out soon in Jeff Weber's Stupid Kids Anthology. I actually put my art to that. So, and I'm a publisher. I have Ageless Press, which has done a couple of books on Kickstarter, and I am also a podcaster. I do the Constructing Comics podcast, and I wrote in Cthulhu Invades Wonderland. I wrote the book or the story called Fog of War, which features the Queen of Hearts battling a bunch of spiders.
Fancy.
I apparently everything I do, people are fighting spiders. I don't know what's going on there.
There's a theme.
Did you talk about this the Source Point Press book coming out?
Yeah, so I have a book called Metal Eagle. Everything is signed with Source Point. They just want everything done before we can solicit it. It's called Metal Eagle. I had the idea that the CIA formed a heavy metal band to go around Eastern Europe and parts of Europe to do some spying. So the front operation is that they're heavy metal rockers. It's the early 90s, hair metal's on its way out. Nirvana's about to hit, but we still have a few years of hair metal to go on. So they're spies, and they are not so great heavy metal rockers. So that's about halfway done on my part with Gonzalo. It's going to be 4 issues. So I'm pretty excited about that. Thanks, Travis.
No, I think it's really important, especially Spark and Spark's audiences. He loves Behemoth and Source Point and Scout. Yeah. Like that's the people watch the show want to know about your book. I read, was it issue 3?
Yeah, you read the script for 3. The first page is being drawn now. So yeah.
I loved it. We're in a little writers group, and I gave him some feedback, and it's great. I'm so excited about that book and what it involves, and it's very similar to what we're talking about today. Some of the stuff. Yeah.
And Travis, thanks for my reminder. I have what 2 days to get you your notes back, right?
Yeah, just put spelling is horrible and just send it back, and you'll always be fine, Matt.
Oh man, but yeah, I love that you're in like all different parts of comic creation. You got writing, you got some art now going, and you're on the publishing side with Ageless. So trying everything out.
Yeah, I'm one of those weird people where if I'm not working the day job, I'm trying to do something to make comics in any number of fashions. So
he's also super good looking. I make fun of it, so that's why he stopped. He started wearing the things and trying to cover it up in the glasses. But he normally does his hair for me, and he's all pretty. He's now it's there. It's so I know that it's still there, but no, not everybody's gonna just draw attention to it.
no, it's very gray though. So
it's a Reed Richards look. It's good. It's nice.
We've got some old footage of him on the channel, so go check out the the interviews before where we talked about Mossvale and we talked about Dino Thrashers. So
you see the evolution of the evolution of the swoop of my hair.
Right.
All right, so I guess it's me, huh?
It's you now.
So I do a book called Granite State Punk, which is my latest book. We're going to go backwards. Granite State Punk. Well, the latest one's not on Kickstarter. Well, the latest one that's been done. Granite State Punk right there. Very good book. Highly recommend. It's super good. Broke down in 4 Dead Bodies. I'm not going in order because I just changed my mind. That's all done. All 4 issues of that. Voodoo Nations, which is behind Jeremy right there. A beautiful cover of issue 2. Issue 3 is done. I just sent it to him privately in the private chat, which is really cool. Expired, by the way, Jeremy, which you have a character in. He bought a character of. Expired's there. It's shiny. I can't.
It's shiny. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too shiny. It's metal.
It's the metal cover.
Expired is the script for issue 2 is done, and we're waiting on Matt. That's it. Like that's.
I'm the one that's nearly on time every month in this group. I see the messages about everybody else who's late. I'm the one that's on time most of the time.
Travis. Are you talking just because I had to do 3 weeks worth? Is that what you're saying?
You were pretty behind. You were pretty behind.
But Expired, the script is done. Like I said, waiting on Matt. Once Matt's done, we'll get that in production. And what we're here for is the epic book, the book that Jeremy came to my table and was like, "You're not Scout, but tell me about this shenanigans." Because I hung out with the Scout, because me and the Scout we're tight, we're crew. I think that's what they say in the streets. We're crew. I'm crew with Scout. You came over and you saw a book. You're like, "This Cthulhu Invades Oz." Didn't look like this, but this is a version of the book.
I think it was an orangish cover. I got all your stuff over in a box.
Yeah, you won't have this one. This is a creators cover. We only give this to the creators. But
yeah, no, I don't have that fancy one. Oh, I did the glow in the dark one.
That's the one I have.
So you came up to me and you're like, "Let's check out this book," and I sold it to you. You enjoyed it. Came back, talked to me, bought my other stuff. Yep. And now we are live with Cthulhu Invades Wonderland, and it is blowing up. It's at $37,000, almost $38,000. It is, see, look, almost 38, 672 backers, 7 days to go. It's on the last week. And it is killer. We have 3 covers. We have 70 plus creators. We have 36 stories. It's crazy.
Like 2 hours ago, there were 666 backers.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw the tweet or not yet, but I had to tweet about it because I was pulling everything up and I saw 666 and I was like, "This is perfect." And already that quickly, 6 more backers on there, which is
we're having a great night. Things are going good. I don't know if it's probably because I think Cthulhu's Hard to Spell just ended. I think it just ended. I think people jumped up a little bit more. But
there's another backer.
Did it just end?
Yeah, I just got the email that I funded.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Cthulhu Hard to Spell just fine.
Yeah, that's today. Yeah. Nice. I swear I looked at it and I thought there was like several days left on that one too, but
no. I think it just ends today, so you cannot put the bookmark any longer. You've lost your opportunity. By like minutes, by the way, not like
by literally like 10 minutes. So
right
for you.
Yeah, right before the broadcast.
But so this really cool book is right here. But if you did make it, you can now back this to make sure you get the bookmark. So make sure you get it out. But this is a killer book.
There's also a crossover with Rob Malteri's Nightwolf, which is live as well, for a print, right, Travis?
Yeah. There's a really cool Nightwolf print, which is there. We've unlocked 2 stretch goals. That's on the front of the campaign, Jeremy.
You're the updates.
I was looking for that.
Yeah, you can go there too. Yeah.
I knew it was in those, so that's where I was looking.
Yeah. So that's a cool print. I think it's awesome. We're
Mhm.
talking about making it a T-shirt. That's how awesome we think it is.
Nice.
It's very, very cool. So we recommend if you back both of them at physical level, you get that. I also wrote in volume 1 of his trade. I wrote a 4-page epic. I consider it like the Civil War of Nightwolf, like the high epic storyline that they made the movie of, Infinity Gauntlet, stuff like that, Dark Phoenix Saga, all the epic things. It's basically those 4 pages are basically that for Nightwolf. When it comes to history, Ramatardi will be like a footnote, and they'll talk about the 4 pages I did, forever.
Love it. Oh man. So what brought out the whole idea originally of these anthologies with Cthulhu? What started that creative process?
Well, we had just finished Broke Down and 4 Dead Bodies, and I had talked about wanting to partner with some of my favorite writers and creators and trying to figure out how to do that. And I saw that anthologies did pretty well on Kickstarter. And anthologies, by the way, making this kind of money. Matt's been around as long. Matt and Daniel both been around. Most anthologies back in the day were making like 10, right? You guys remember that? Like 10 was like high for an anthology. Now anthologies hitting 30 and 40 is actually not unheard of. But back a few years ago, like 10 was high for an anthology. You were pretty proud of 10. You got 20, oh my God. So my wife said, what kind of anthology would you do? And I said, just combine Cthulhu with anything and it'll sell on Kickstarter. So I literally came up with a concept of what it was and what I did that was unique versus other people's stuff. And because you've read it, you kind of know. I don't just do anthologies. I don't really care for anthologies, not because I think they're bad. In fact, I participate in a whole bunch of them. I hate when you get an anthology and you don't like a story. Mm-hmm. And it kind of ruins the taste of it or kind of makes you not like it as much. Because there's always like one that you're like, ooh, that doesn't belong here. That's got to be his friend or whatever the case will be. So when I did anthology, I don't want anyone to ever feel that about my book. So what I did was made it a single story. So the beginning, middle, and end in the anthology. Mm-hmm. So you have to decide you hate the whole book or not. Right? You can't just hate one story. You could go, oh, that story's not my favorite. But you can't hate the book because of one story. You have to hate the whole book if you hate one story. It's a deep strategy. And then the other secret sauce to that, Jeremy, if you're ever doing it yourself, hire people who are more talented than you. So when you're that bad story, you're going to be elevated because they can't hate it because of those other talented people. You see?
And you're the one that put it all together, so therefore your story can't be bad.
Right, exactly. Even if it is bad, it can't be bad because I put everything together, and it just wouldn't make sense that my story would be bad under those parameters.
Yeah, I get it. I 100% understand. Right. And
so it's a long con, is basically what it is. It's a long ass con.
I mean, but we do have evidence from all of your other books that you are talented. You write good stories. Granite State Punk was amazing.
Well, thank you, sir.
I can't wait to get the physical copy. I know. I think that the one that I backed that I won't get that till a little bit later. I think there was something.
Well, see, so here's the situation with Granite State Punk. There's a missing patches. The patches, when I ordered them, I was not aware that I was ordering from China. Because I wouldn't have ordered them, and not because like I'm racist or anything. Like just I fear things getting stuck. Like they are right now in customs. Yeah. So now they have been in customs since March 27th. So like 2 weeks, basically. and nobody can give me answers. They're like, "Oh, they'll get back to you in 2 to 3 days." It's past 2 to 3 days. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So these things really stress me out. I don't mind paying extra money to not have this happen, but I was not aware. So now they're stuck. So I'm sending out people who just backed at the lowest tier first, because then I can just send the patches, no big deal. And then the bigger tier says that since you have all the other stuff and I have to pay extra shipping anyways,
just throw it all together.
Right.
Yeah. No, I remember seeing the thing. It was like, let me know if you like absolutely have to have it right now. And I was like, send it all together.
Right. So I'm gonna send it, and then I'm gonna send I'm gonna send them probably next week everything, because it's stuck, and then I'll go, hey, if you backed Wonderland, I'll make sure it's in that package. If you did not, I'll send it to you.
Cool. Awesome. I'm excited because it was cool to read it digital, but it's always better to read it physical.
I think you got the metal, right?
I did. I usually go all in. Honestly, yours and Matt's Kickstarters, I've usually been all in pretty much.
Yeah,
since I started backing you guys.
Yeah, I think for Mossvale, you got an art page coming your way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Travis's the other Travis's.
Yes.
Which that was super cool opportunity. I didn't go all the way to Lewis's sculpting, but I have some of his sculpting already.
I thought about it when I saw it, and I'm not even into that stuff. I was like, "Ooh, all right, let's see."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we should arrange, because we've talked about like even like smaller scale sculpts to move the price down. So like that's something you want to do in the future. We could hook that up.
Like, he could do. Oh, and he's done some Alice stuff before. So if you're looking to add something the last week,
all right, maybe
could talk to him. Because
I just worry about shipping for those things. Those things scare me for shipping.
Yeah,
that is true. But he's also done some. Let me show you real quick while we're just talking about this.
I don't know if the Dino Thrashers guy is up behind me. I don't know if you can see that.
Let's go. I'll go.
Oh yeah, the little jewel box.
He does these too for like little cover recreation. So that's like the Something's Killing the Children. It's like one of the reprints.
Interesting.
So that's a cheaper shipping, safer to ship kind of thing versus this, where he took the Noctera cover and created that. But
that's dope.
Yeah. No, but that was the fact that he was making the characters come to life of Mossvale was super cool.
Yeah, he sent Noah and I a video one time where he found a like a light for like a Christmas ornament, and he put it in the staff of the Nigel the Wizard, and it lights up and stuff like that. So, is this yours?
The battery might be dead on it, but this it's very faint now. This was lighting up, and then her visor lights up.
Ooh.
As well.
Okay.
So he's gotten super, like, every time he makes something, it's like the next level.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all clay, different things, different like clay-like materials. I don't remember all the things that he uses, but super cool.
So,
but yeah.
We're grabbing burger.
So coming back to the Cthulhu would look cool as a clay sculpture.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, Cthulhu is he's just a massive beast.
And trampling his way through Wonderland this time. So we had I've heard there's a talk of his next adventure as well.
So we announced it at the end of the campaign. So we announced it so not the end of the campaign, when we funded. We have started pre-production for Cthulhu Invades Neverland. We invited our first person over. If you'd like to know who it is, he has graciously accepted, and that is Charlie Stickney from White Ash.
Nice.
So
Nice.
White Ash is now he's going to be the first thing. So he's going to be the first announcement officially in the team. The only other announcement we announced is Emily. I don't know if do you know the story of Emily for Cthulhu? I'm going to say no. So Emily drew my Cthulhu Dorothy in for my story in Cthulhu Invades Oz. She was at the time 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She is now 16, and she drew A Tale in Wonderland. She drew the March Hare, and she will be 18 when we do Neverland. And what's interesting about that is Dorothy was 14, Alice is 16, and Wendy is 18. Not Wendy. What is it? Is it no? Who is no? It's Wendy. It is Wendy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is 18. So like it's trajectory of her life. So we had to have the last one because it's kind of like she doesn't realize it because she's too young, but this is an encapsulation of your life. You just don't know it
yet. That is super, super cool. And I'm sure you're getting to see some of like her art progression too.
Yeah. She's getting better and better and better. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Travis, you want to tell everybody to send their pitches in for that?
No, I don't. Nice try, though. Nice try.
I'm joking because I remember the post when you announced it and you said there's limited characters. So, no pitches, and then everybody pitched you under the the post.
I mean, I have an idea, but I'm doing that for now.
Yeah, people have sent me pitches day one. They're like, I know you said no pitches, but here. Okay.
Well, let me just pitch you something.
Maybe if you read it, that's the secret. I don't read it. That's the secret.
And here's part of the list, or is this the full list of everybody?
That's not the full list. No.
Yeah, because there's more.
Yeah, if you go down to the bottom and go through every single one, you do kind of get the full list, but
I think I highlighted something and it turned it into a comment.
Yeah, you hit like go to comment or something.
Yeah, that's fine. Here we go. We're back here.
Yeah, but I mean, some of the highlights are in there. We got Matt Cudd who's in here. We got Daniel. Both those guys are great indie creators. Carl Moline has done Buffy, Avengers. We've got Staniak. He does Broken Gargoyles, Rain, a whole bunch of stuff. Chris Mad, No Heroin. Rob Multardi, Nightwolf. Russell Nultes is Inkabod. And Jamie's Binary Star. Kurt Belcher's Rotten Tail for Source Point. And you got me. You've got Chuck Bial. You've got a lot of the Mad Cave people. We got Brian Hawkins, Stoney Williams, and David Galliano. We've got people from everywhere, every walk of life. We've got Luke Stone, who did Voodoo with me. All sorts of really cool people who've done all sorts of really cool things.
And that's what I love about these anthologies is it's that wide range. You've got the indie, true indie like Kickstarters, and then you've got the indie that are doing like the small publishers all mixed in here, and then like Carl, who's done lots of cool things. Did
you ever get your art?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah.
I thought this was going to be a bad story. I was
no. It was a good story. And then, I actually tried to say hi to him again at Baltimore, but he was busy most of the time, and he was like I saw him taking time to like look at people's sketchbooks and things and provide advice. So that was cool to see that. No,
he is awesome. He's always giving me advice. Even like if I do too many typos in a post, he'll be like, "Hey man, you are right on the cusp of if a Marvel and DC guy sees that many typos on your Facebook, you may not make it." I was like, then they probably didn't read my other material. Like, do I really want? But yeah.
So I'm just scrolling through some of the different covers. So many.
Yeah, that's the first one's a standard. That's by Etienne. The second one is the Virgin, or as somebody named it, the Pictionary cover. So it does say what the title is if you play Pictionary. Because Cthulhu, he's invading Wonderland.
I got it. For those watching live, the link to this is in the chat, and it's also in the description if you're watching this on the replay.
Yeah, it's the easy one is CthulhuInvades.com. CthulhuInvades.com. Super easy to find.
I don't know why. I just really love this, the way he's stealing the watch.
Yeah. And that's just like the hardcover, the last one. So if you look close, the little lines on there, it's because it's drawn on a, it's on a canvas. It's a big canvas photo that's done on top of a Alice in Wonderland book.
I like that.
That's kind of a signature thing that he's done. He did one for my Broke Down series too. Have I ever showed you that?
I don't think so.
I'll show you. It's on my wall. I can bring it and make me big. I think I need to be bigger than that. I need to be full size. All right.
There we go.
You guys see it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Pulp Fiction one. And this is a cover from Cowabunga Comics. If you want to look it up from Jacksonville, you can get it from there. And they're exclusive, but it's built on Broke Down 4 Dead Body pages if you look.
Huh.
So it's pretty cool. He took some of the black and whites and made a Pulp Fiction homage for it.
That is awesome.
Yeah, highly recommend buying it. It's very, very cool. You get something new from it every time you look at it. But yeah, that's the Cthulhu Invades Wonderland version. And he did the same thing for Oz.
Awesome. I mean, you got to put that in the description. Why is it going to be so awesome?
Why is this book going to be? Why? It's 200 pages. It's hardcover. There's some UV spotting on some covers, a glossy art page. There's all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah. And the crew that you brought for this one, I think the crew in the first one was awesome. All the creators that you had and that, and then you brought better and better.
Yeah. One of the things we failed to do in the first one, it's not that we had bad art. It's just we didn't have people who've leveled up in the art game. Like we had people who are doing lots of Kickstarters and maybe a small thing at Scout or a small thing at Source One. Where this time we brought people who have fan favorite books like No Heroin, Chris Mad, Kyle Marlene for stuff. Who else we got? I got Stan Yak doing mine.
Mm-hmm.
So we bought some people who are on that next level of art, and even some people you haven't heard of, like Jesus C. Khan, Jesus C. Khan. Sorry, he is amazing. Does some all sorts of amazing stuff. So I think it'd be really cool. And we have the first 24 pages there too, or 24 pages from it.
Yeah. So if you're on the fence, you want to see what it's all about, you can go there. Check out the preview for what's inside the book and get yourself into the world of Wonderland.
Yeah.
Isn't there a meme? I just saw something, I swear, the other day. There was like a meme with like this setup with those doors.
Oh, there's like the Grim Reaper going.
Yes.
Down. It's like, yeah. Like,
sorry, that just like I saw that, and that was the thing that came to my head was the 3 doors and the Grim Reaper. Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but
Russell's very smart, so I assume so.
So Travis, we also have like like pinup artists in the book, right? Because I know that like my partner on Constructing Comics, Noah, did one. Do you want to talk a little bit more about the people who did pinups?
Yeah, we have an update on it. Noah's isn't in there because I'm still kind of hiding Noah's a little bit.
Okay.
I said he could show it off on his stuff, but I'm kind of hiding it. But there's an update that just shows some of the pinup art, which is really cool.
Let's go there then.
Yeah, when I share it, I don't share the whole thing. I just share like a.
Oh, you can share the whole thing. It's no big deal.
Well, I strategery. I'm just I need something each day, so I'm like, all right, here's a little piece of it. Here's another little piece of it. So,
which update was
it'll
that?
say pinups in the title.
Pinup preview.
Pinup preview. There you go.
There we go. Very nice.
So we've got some that's Ted Davies, which I think he's got such a unique art style, which I think was really cool with the white rabbit and there. We've got Dylan Parson. He's really good. He does a lot of Pokemon fan art, and I think I think this is his coolest little thing.
I love the colors on this.
Yeah,
super vibrant.
And then we got a black and white one, but I really like it in black and white because it's Griffin and the mock turtle trying to get away from Cthulhu, which I think is really cool. I thought about coloring it, but if you colored that, you'd have to make it.
I think it's perfect the way it is.
Yeah, I think if you colored it, you'd have to make it muted colors, and I think it may take away from it.
Yeah.
And then we've got this beauty right here by Abby Butler.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And then the same thing with this one. Like this one, I could not color. Like,
No.
I think it would look great colored, but if it was not colored properly, like you'd have to spend good money to get it colored properly. You couldn't.
Who did this one?
His name is Dan Smits. Very, very good. Love it.
Yeah.
So
It's always nice to have those extra really cool pieces of art that maybe, I mean, some of these look like they're telling a story of their own.
Yeah.
On the pinup.
So yeah, that's some of the pinups that we have in there. We'll probably have a couple more surprises. We don't like to give out the whole thing. We also have poems. You know, if you've ever known of our book, we have poems.
Got to keep us all on our toes with all kinds of different things popping in. And some of the, there's the previews of each of the stories here, little glimpse of them. I was trying to scroll to. There's your Grant State punk artist there.
Yeah. So he did some art in the book, which I think is great.
I actually I was just scrolling and I saw it and I was like, that's got to be him.
Yeah.
Daniel, I don't know if I've scrolled past.
You scroll past it towards the top.
Okay.
It's alphabetical, so it's D for Doodle.
Aha. There we go. So there is.
And Damon hand lettered the title, which I thought was really cool.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
That looks awesome.
Yeah. His story is really, really cool. Dodo's very, very cool.
I like to say it starts all cute and fuzzy, and then it gets bloody and scary and screamy.
Perfectly acceptable for Lovecrafty and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I think that's perfect. Yeah. And then I just saw Matt's down below. And I've probably past yours somewhere. Parts of yours. How many do you have in here, Travis? Did you do
I write the prose in between things, so I don't have a lot in it. I have a story which is 8 pages, and then I have a double page spread of everybody fighting that I'm gonna write some up. It's mostly like there's not a lot of, if anybody's seen the double page spread, there's not really a lot of text that's going to go on that page because there's not a lot of room for it. There's everybody.
It's just action.
Yeah. But there'll probably be like a panel. It'll probably say "and the war begins" or some shenanigans. But I wrote it. I wrote it in all manner of fashion when it's there.
And the shenanigans begin.
Yeah.
And so so here's Matt's story here.
Yeah.
And by the way, you can actually read it. We just posted it in the update. It's in the Orange Cone preview for 2022. So if you want to read it, we just posted that in the updates.
Yeah. So that's art is by Ertan Sehan. He did the backups that I did in Paranormal. He did both of those, and I guess we've talked about this a little bit, but I didn't know that Jerome was the main letterer. And when Ertan was like, "Hey, can my wife edit or letter the book?" I'm like, "Sure, let's go ahead." And I was one of the few folks that turned in a story that was lettered, right, Travis?
Yeah. That's why when you keep asking, can I, is it time for submissions? I just keep telling you no. Just
It's all because of the lettering.
How dare you?
Jerome was feeling left out.
Right. How dare you make me pay less to Jerome?
I just have a hard time saying no to people when they're like, "Hey, can obviously if I would have gotten like Comic Sans and the balloons are way off, I'd have been like, let's rethink this one. But I just have a hard time saying no to people.
Right.
And here's the one that you did with Staniak, Travis.
Yeah, but let me show. So I've had that recolored, not because I thought that person did a bad job, but we needed it recolored because they couldn't finish.
Oh.
So let me hold on. Let me see where that page is. Here, let me share screen. Hold on.
Travis, whenever you're describing your story and you mention the King in Yellow, I always think of that part in True Detective where
Right.
they're interrogating that guy and he's like, she's talking about a king in yellow, and it's like,
okay, I'm not gonna lie, I do like this coloring better.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, this is Stan Yak's guy.
Wow.
This is Robert Nugent,
Okay.
who does the majority of Stan Yak's colors. If you like follow Stan Yak, he does the majority of them. So I just hired the man. The person who did this had to get a surgery, and she felt she couldn't finish it till June.
Yeah.
And three pages were not useful to me. I needed all 8. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I like it. I like both of them for different reasons. But yeah, this is very vibrant, very, very cool. So let me see.
I think the vibrant colors is what I'm like, yeah, this is.
Does that change if I change it?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, let's look at something. See.
Oh yeah.
I'll go through some of the little stuff here. Oh no! Did that go away?
I went away.
Is it back?
yeah.
Trying to show you the one last one. There you go.
Nice.
So, but some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, look at those penciling. Stan Yak is a really hard guy to color for because he uses a lot of layers. So you know, he's you have to have a very experienced color to do his stuff. So I was glad to find someone.
Yeah, I would say if you bring in the guy who knows all of his lines and how he does it, that's perfect. I can pull this back up. Yeah, so many different awesome stories in here. I'm excited to check it out once it gets all completed and sent out. And here's some of the poetry.
You don't have the screen up.
Oh, I need to change that setting so it automatically pulls up. I changed it so it didn't do that because I had issues where I'd share and it would pop up when I didn't want it to.
Yeah, David did some great poetry in the last one. He does great stuff. You know, he puts his own stuff all the time. So super excited to have him back for this new one.
Yeah.
Kind of related to poetry, Stoney took a poem and incorporated it like as his like narration through a story, right?
Yeah. What he did was he took the carpenter, the werewolf and the carpenter.
Loris.
The werewolf and the carpenter
The werewolf, the walrus and the carpenter. Sorry,
no. We know what Travis's next book is. It's the werewolf and the carpenter.
This one. Okay, yeah, I see what you're talking about there.
Yeah, so I think that was really creative to use that to bring a story together.
Yeah,
that's what's cool about anthologies. You get to see all those different types of storytelling brought together. Like all three of you write in a different way, and you know it's gonna bring out different things all in that. Even though Travis is gonna say his is gonna be the worst writing, and
that's why I hire so many people so they get better writing. Actually, I'm very proud of my my Red King story, not because of just because it's so how to describe it. It's done in a very different way, and it's very, very dark, very deep cuts when it comes to Cthulhu lore and in Alice in Wonderland lore. So I tried to prove I was smarter than everybody.
When you guys were speaking of the lore, when you guys were writing your stories for this, you know, did you already have a pretty good background in both Cthulhu and Wonderland, or did you have to do some research on one or the other to get into it more?
Well, so for me, I have some basic Lovecraftian background. I did a story in Russell Nolte's Cthulhu is Hard to Spell, the Terrible Twos edition. So I did the thing where I tried to find various entities and stuff like that. And then I went on like a Lovecraft wiki, and that's where I found the Spiders of Len. And I'm like, these are sort of, minor creatures that are never talked about. So like if I bring them in and they're battling, I don't feel like they'll affect other people's stories. So like, yeah, just, going through like a Lovecraft wiki and trying to find random strange stuff like that really appealed to me.
What about you, Daniel?
I knew a good chunk about Lovecraft. I actually have a completed works by him. And Alice in Wonderland is one of my dad's all-time favorite stories. So I grew up, of course, watching the movie and reading the books. So I kind of mixed it both. And I was thinking to myself, when I was pitching the story, okay, everyone's going to want to pitch Mad Hatter, White Rabbit, Dormouse, and especially Alice. I'm like, I wanted to go somewhere a little to the side, and I chose the Dodo because I'm like, no one's going to choose the Dodo. And then I decided to do the less obvious, horrible monster, and make it more like there's the creeping horror of occultism and the dark magic and how desperation drives you to do horrible, horrible things. And what's interesting is it's going to end up connecting with another character. And Travis has told me how quite it connects. And actually, it's funny because I gave him a choice of two endings. And Travis went with the happy ending.
And I have a feeling it's not so happy.
No, it's not.
Curious how much darker it could have gotten then.
It got a lot darker. I don't know, a very ironic dark note was the option B.
So Daniel, I think you touched on something that a lot of us folks that were pitching, we tried to stay away from like the really, really main characters to sort of up our chances of getting in. I think, Travis, didn't a lot of people stay away from Alice?
Yeah, no. Well, Alice was kind of always handed to Russell, so Alice was semi off the table.
Yeah.
But the White Rabbit and Mad Hatter were both not touched, which was crazy. Like,
Wow.
when I did the first round, nobody sent me submissions for the Mad Hatter or the White Rabbit. I'm like, okay. Literally, my friend Michael Tremarch, which did a great job for White Rabbit. I know a lot of you guys have read it. Did a fantastic job. I think he's an amazing writer, but has no like street cred. This is his first street cred. Got the White Rabbit because nobody else submitted. I was like, good for you.
How many other dodos were there?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, it was crazy. Like I remember looking at that, a White Rabbit and Mad Hatter, which is the two I would pick if I was submitting. One of those two.
Everyone thought, well, someone else is going to do this.
Yeah.
So
Travis, what about you with Cthulhu?
I don't know anything, it's really hard to write this book when you don't know anything. You just kind of make it up, and as long as you speak loudly and say that you know more than them, you tend to be okay.
He's just a giant monster. You just,
No, I'm really versed on Cthulhu, and luckily Alice is not that hard. The Alice movie from Disney is actually pretty accurate, except for they mix some of the Through the Looking Glass stuff, so you got to know when to do it, when to separate the two. So you don't need a lot. It's only 2 books, so it's not that hard to catch up. I was a little bit more familiar with Oz than I was Wonderland, but again, way easier to catch up because there's 2 books, not 20. Yeah. And Neverland's going to be even easier. 1 book.
And now people are out there trying to make different versions of Alice.
Yeah, Alice is very popular ever since this came up.
They heard about this anthology and they're like, all right, well, we got to do something else, and we're gonna release it before the anthology comes out.
So I was on a show with some of the other guys the other day, and they asked us what other public domain characters that we would like Cthulhu to invade. And I'm not quite sure that he's there yet, but I would like Cthulhu to invade Conan the Barbarian. I think that would work out pretty
That's
well.
still a public domain in the United States. It is in Europe, but it's not in the United States.
Yeah, Conan's coming up, but it's only Conan, like one of the books.
Probably Phoenix on the Sword, which is like the first story.
So is that how we get like Marvel comics, and then we're getting like, I think they're like French like translations of other Conan stories.
It's public domain in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so get Snoochie Boochies, TM Nerdy. I'll always do Snoochie Boochies. Yeah, that's kind of hard to do that stuff. Really, I was actually thinking about it today. It's not as exciting as what we've been doing, but I wouldn't mind doing a Europe trilogy. You know, a like Robin Hood, do a Robin Hood, do a like King Arthur stuff, and then do a like a Shakespeare stuff, Grendel and all that.
Nice.
I think there could be a Europe tour could be a lot of fun, and there may be some other stuff we could add in there.
Cthulhu Invades Shakespeare, and it's all in iambic pentameter.
Oh God!
I just
I don't go into a cold sweat.
I take Once and Future and just copy it, basically. And just add Cthulhu to every page in the background.
Right. Just throw him back. See, he invaded. He's there. Cthulhu invades Once and Future.
What's really interesting, though, is if you look at there is a connection between Howard and Lovecraft. They were
pen pals.
Yeah, there was immense correspondence between them. In fact, one of the first people who was reached out to when Howard died, one of the first people Howard's father reached out to was H.P. Lovecraft, who wrote an epitaph for Howard.
Huh. Well, there we go. We got a connection now.
Yeah. And then the other public domain that's open that I will eventually do is 100 Acre Woods. You got to do it. But Tigger is not available till 2025. So there's no point of doing that book if you cannot have Tigger.
You got to have Tigger.
You got to have Tigger.
Yeah. So was he created later then?
Tigger was created in one of the later books. Yeah, he wasn't created in the first book.
Interesting.
Yeah, 100 Acre Woods has a few books, like Pooh and all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just always thought they all started together, in the first book.
Right.
So the obvious question, or not the obvious question, but this might work out well, is you would think that like Dracula would be something that Cthulhu could invade, right?
Yeah, all those monsters are, Frankenstein, Dracula thing. It's really, I think the closest we make it to Earth, the less exciting it gets, right? The stuff that we can do with Wonderland and Oz and, in Neverland is just a little bit more exciting than attacking Dracula in Transylvania.
Sure.
and if I recall, there is a Doyle. There's a Sherlock Holmes Cthulhu mashup written by Neil Gaiman called Study in Emerald, I think, which is probably a very fun mashup of the two characters.
Yeah.
Awesome. So lots of cool. Oh, go ahead, Matt.
No, there's just like further down, there's like box sets, right, Travis?
Yep.
Collector boxes.
Like this one right here. This one's empty, but it's very cool. See, it's a box. In that, we'll put books and cool bookmarks like this, the metal ones, and we'll put all that kind of stuff in there. Maybe a Cthulhu pop. We'll just throw it right in there and just seal it.
I feel like I missed the Cthulhu pop on the rewards tier.
Yeah, it's a deep cut. It's in there.
It's hiding behind the images of the books and everything. Right?
Actually, what I like to say is, so this is Russell's campaign. Look how happy this Cthulhu is. He's so happy and joyful. This is my campaign. As you see, he's not having a good time. He's not happy that he's there. They're both Cthulhu. They just are having a different experience with what's going on.
It happens. It happens. I mean, sometimes you invade somewhere and you don't have a good time.
Right.
I think it's actually kind of brought up in one of the funnier stories in Cthulhu Invades Wonderland, if I remember reading the little preview.
Right.
Of the previous stories that I've read, it's probably my favorite, which is Spill the Tea.
Oh yeah. My wife is that story's so good.
It's hysterical.
Yeah,
So if you want to go all in, lots. I mean, you can get all the Cthulhu Invades Oz, or most of the Cthulhu Invades odds in here as well.
Yeah. You can't get the whole thing. We've sold out of some stuff, and we're not going to reprint. But there's a lot of the good stuff in there.
Yeah, this is the one I have. That's the glow in the dark there.
That freaked me out the first time I turned the lights off in my studio, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? And then I'm like, oh, that's glow in the dark.
That's why I just went with the regular hardcover.
Can't get freaked out by the glow if it's not glowing. But yeah, I think this is what I did, I guess. Hardcover, prints.
Yeah, you probably
set.
You probably didn't get the Oz set because you already have it.
I have, because I have the one Oz book.
Yeah.
That was, like you said before, that was how we met.
Yeah.
Over.
Well, what's cool about it too is in your box set or as an add-on, you can get the convention special, which is a floppy. So a lot of people wanted the CGCR stuff, so we made something so you can do that, which I think is good.
Yeah. Everyone loves the plastic slabs. Get those 9/8.
And there's some American Dreams issues I've owned by CBCS. So I have hopefully some nice versions of my version of issue 1.
Nice.
I want to see a CGC signed by every creator. I want you to take like the CGC representative to like go to everybody's table and be like, here's all 70 creators signing this.
And that would be, I think it's like $20 per signature after the first. So that'd be even just by cost alone, it would be expensive prior to the grade.
It says like $1,400,
right?
Just for the grade, just for the signatures alone before the grading. We're gonna have deep pockets, or it's gonna be something done, over time.
Yeah, because you can always get it signed, get it cracked open, and have them go again and take it and keep on going. But that's the journey that someone's got to take. Now we've talked about it. This is the challenge that we got to put out there.
Well, and like in the back of the book, there's a place for people to sign, so people can sign. I know you got it signed by Jonathan Hendricks and myself that day. And David.
David had a story in there too, and then. Yeah. I feel like there was somebody else there.
Yeah, I feel like somebody else at the con was in it as well, and I sent you to them, but they weren't with us.
But no, did Carl do a cover for Broke Down?
He did a cover for Broke Down, yep.
That's what it was. Okay. Yeah. So I was like, I know I have some signatures in there.
I know it's a different book, but I'll do the same thing for Hard to Spell. If somebody comes up for Hard to Spell, and I'll sign in my nameplate, and then I'll pull out the program and be like, this person should be 3 rows over here. This person should be over there to try to help people out.
It's the greatest thing about these books, is that someone is if you're doing it right and you sold the book to somebody, if you don't send them to another table, you're doing it wrong, right? And hopefully if they sell the book, they'll send them back to you so you can get a sale or at least pitch, right? And give you an opportunity to talk to them, while you were getting it signed by David, David got a chance to talk to you about Steak, and Jonathan, I know like you that's not your path, but it could have been your path.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, and they brought me over to you kind of too.
Right, exactly.
Too. So it's like, oh yeah, I'm over in this book that he's got down there, and then he can tell you about all of his other stuff. So I think that's cool. You guys have that to, bring readers to each other and spread the love of each other's comics too.
Right.
So let's go around, wrap things up. We're about an hour, but I know we can plug everything again that you guys have going on. We can, I guess, start with Daniel again and his Night Wrath.
Yep. Oh.
I was telling you to go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Night Wrath, it's a very fun, action-packed book. If you like 90s style action, you like it. If you like just action adventure superhero comics, you'll love it. If you like Spawn or the Max or Pitt, those characters, you're going to love those as well. And if you just love great art, which Gabe's a phenomenal artist, Dave's a phenomenal inker, and Daniel Adams are great colorists, you're going to love our art as well. Plus, the writing's not half bad.
And I do like we were talking about earlier that you do follow that process where you may write something, he'll draw it, and then you kind of go back and forth with the pieces there to really complete the process together.
Yeah. And I should have American Dreams Volume 1 on Kickstarter sometime this summer, fingers crossed by July 4th, but the best laid plans on my cement.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Matt.
Yeah. So Matt Kuhn. I am currently in a book called Cthulhu Invades Wonderland. That is my main focus right now. I am the publisher of Ageless Press, and we should announce a book, Superior Sam, in the summer. I also run a podcast with my creative partner Noah called Constructed Comics. If you want to check that out, Travis has been on that a number of times, and it's a lot of fun. I learn a lot. I when people come on, I say, hey, I learned just as much from you as you have gotten, hopefully, from being on the podcast. So it's a lot of fun.
I feel like I learn something every time I have people on. I mean, even what's public domain right now that could be used for anthology series, like thing that we were talking about.
And if you want to check out my podcast, if you look every time Travis is listed, he's going to drop some dirt, indie comics dirt on somebody. So it's sort of when Travis comes on, it's sort of the TMZ of indie comics podcasting. So.
It's true. He's making a joke, but he's also telling the truth, because the people who listen to Matt's podcast are people who want to learn the process of making comics. So it's not necessary. Doesn't mean it won't get sales. It's people who want to know the craft of making them, of doing it. So when I'm there, I share the horror stories. I share a horror story from Expired, from Voodoo, from Broke Down. I go, here's my shit. Would you like to hear it? And stuff I would never share on any other program, even for Cthulhu Invades. I didn't think I had some stuff, but Matt pulled up 3 the other day of dirt that we had in the book, because I was like, there's no dirt this time, Matt, when we started it. And I was like, oh, I guess there is a little dirt. No.
And this time he might have had some more insider knowledge on it.
Right.
This time, yeah.
So we share the dirt, but I think the dirt is important when you're listening to his podcast, because you're there to construct comics. So you need to have someone not bullshit you. Like, you're gonna be in bad situations. You're gonna pay for stuff that you can't use. You're gonna hire someone who you think is best for the project and his art looks great, but you don't vibe well with him. Right? Yeah, it looks great, but he draws whatever the hell he wants. You wrote this, he drew this. That didn't help you. Whatever the case would be. And I'm going to talk about those situations. I don't normally name names. Yeah. I just say whatever. But I'll tell you, it's this artist. Like I'll say he did this book for me. You can figure it out if you want to do the research. Right? But I don't normally name names.
Yeah.
And I just real quick, I feel like that's really important, because I learn by doing, or learn by listening. And when I made my first comic, everything was going smoothly, and then I had to go to the printer, and I'm like, oh wow, all of this stuff is off. So to just learn stuff like that is very helpful. But Travis, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, I don't think you cut me off. You're good.
Yeah, check out the podcast on like everywhere podcasts are. I've been able to find it.
Right. It's Mark. If you have some dirt, he would love to have it. Just give him some dirt. Talk to him about it. So any dirt you've heard from people who are constructing comics, just give it to Matt and just post the Sparks exclusive. You know, we can make these.
Well, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a Patreon, so people have to like. I'll have a creator on, and he's like, "Hey, I have some dirt," and we're like, "Subscribe to the Patreon if you want to hear the full story." So that's how we're gonna work that soon.
That's smart. That's smart.
And depending on how deep the dirt goes.
Yeah.
How high the tier they have to pay to be in to get the dirt.
What you need to do, Matt, is you need to get, because everybody does it. When it goes off the air, if you got something exciting, you normally tell the guy, right?
Yeah.
Sparks, how many things you know about that's coming out that they haven't announced yet, right?
I know, and I'm always like, wait, did I learn this on air or off air? So
right,
I don't say anything. I just say, do you have anything to say?
So the secret is you record those, Matt, and then you keep those. Those are behind the scenes. Smart. Did you just see that Scott Snyder interview? Well, he stayed after for 30 minutes. What did he talk about?
Very true.
Oh man.
I think you're sitting on a gold mine. I'm gonna be honest. And for me, if you'd like to know where I am or what's going on, go to CthulhuInvades.com because I don't want to talk about anything but Cthulhu. I've got until my birthday, April 14th, next week. I am going to be pitching this book and doing it. We also lost a big backer during the show. What's up?
Are we birthday twins? Did you say April 14th?
My birthday is April 14th.
We are birthday twins.
That is awesome. I'm excited.
That's a cool thing to learn.
You're going to definitely get your book before April 14th. I got to make sure that you get packaged up so you get it as a birthday present.
Well, thank you. That's wow. That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, we're birthday twins.
Did we dip a little bit?
We did. Yeah, we lost a big backer.
Uh-oh.
I'm not allowed to say his name, but his name's Will. That's all I know. I don't know anything about him, but he dipped. He was all in. He loved us, and then he no longer wants to know how Cthulhu Invades Oz. So don't be like Will. You know?
He learned about the dirt that you were dropping on podcasts, and he's like, I don't want a part of this.
I don't want to be any part of this guy who's just sharing internet gossip. It's actually really funny because a friend of mine is messaging me right now during this whole podcast, sharing his first comics feud. I've had several, but this is his first. And I'm so proud. Hi.
Special guest.
That's the birthday boy, right?
Yeah, this is Remy Gibb. He just turned 3 years old. Do you want to say hello?
Happy birthday.
Hello.
Hey, it's going to be Jeremy's birthday on my birthday.
Hey.
Can you tell him happy birthday?
Happy birthday, not your birthday yet. It's my dad's birthday.
Yeah, it's almost my birthday. It's not your birthday
And
yet.
you just had a birthday.
It was an awesome Spider-Man birthday, right?
Did you have a Spider-Man birthday?
Yes. I have a Spider-Man birthday and one present. They open it and wrap it on and
You got one present? Just one? I think you got way more than one. And you opened it?
yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, and there's a boom.
Yeah, and balloons. All right, can you tell everyone goodbye?
Bye.
Can you tell them to buy Cthulhu Invades Wonderland?
Hi. Hi.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. If you
Bye.
Bye. Go get my phone.
Your phone's charging.
Oh, okay. There you go. I can't sell it more than that.
I think
Cthulhu in Wonderland. Buy it back on our Kickstarter.
1 week left to back. CthulhuInvades.com. Thank you, Travis, Daniel, Matt, for coming on and talking about Cthulhu Invades Wonderland and Nightwrath. And so go get Nightwrath as well, because that looks like it's going to be an awesome read.
Yeah,
And also until the 14th.
I'm backing as soon as this is done, Daniel.
Awesome.
So
Thank you.
no problem.
14th's a good day.
14th is a good day. We're having a party for the end party on my stream to end Cthulhu Invades Wonderland.
Awesome.
But we'll have to send Sparks, and you promised me comics something cool for the birthday.
Well, I appreciate that, and it's always a pleasure to have you guys on here, and everyone watching on the rewind or watching live right now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you later.